You know, I am excited about life. I mean, even when it's falling down, and trust me, if I look the other way, it's falling down all over the place. But you know what? I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. And as long as I stay connected to right now, I am happy. What, I mean, I could be sad. Well, that doesn't sound like very much fun, does it? I mean, I could be either or. I could be happy or I could be sad. I have a choice. And even when everything's looking awful and it isn't the way I had planned it, doesn't mean, then obviously something else is here to happen for me, because nothing's a mistake. There are no mistakes. I think that it's something that I've always done. I've always kind of been a little off the grid or off the kind of the out of the box with food, thinking a little bit different. Became vegetarian at a very young age and raised my children that way. They say raw, but in reality they've been pasteurized. So I make sure that my almonds have not been heated at all, pasteurized, sprayed with any chemicals. I come from the restaurant business, so being in the food business, I wanted to make a change, and I moved up to this area. My father's from this area, so I was still working in restaurants and have always been interested in working out and athletics. It was my mother who actually got me into Pilates, and she said, there is this method called Pilates. You need to find it. I want to know about it. So I searched high and low. I couldn't find it anywhere. I finally found it somewhere. Fell in love with it immediately. The first time I even tried it, I went, oh my gosh, this is a wonderful method. It's going to give me the tools I need to make differences and changes in the imbalances that I would see in people's bodies. So I delved right into it. From there, I became a personal trainer and started working with clients one-on-one. Set up my own studio. Started having all the clients that I used to go and see started to come to me right here in my home.
When I came here and I started learning about how I can just shift how I'm standing when I'm running, how relaxed am I, how my foot hits the ground, and just being aware of that. That was something that that was like I said, one of the biggest things for me was understanding these small movements and how they actually allow you to be more of an efficient runner.
The experience has been phenomenal for what I want, what I need, which is flexibility. Personal flexibility. You know, I run, I lift weights, all of that just makes you tighter and tighter, and this is kind of the yin to that yang, if you will. You know, I always feel 2 inches taller when I walk out of here because of the stretching, the movements. You just kind of have stretched yourself and straightened yourself up, and so there has been no other working with any other trainer over the years where I would ever say that.
Everything she does inspires me. She's quite an inspirational person.
It was special with Leah because she's such an educator and she's so devoted to this lifestyle that it becomes infectious with her. I think her energy and the energy and the passion that she puts into the way she lives and sharing it with others, that it's almost like you don't want to eat any other way because she makes it feel necessary to a healthy life.
Here's what always amazes me. Okay, so I look at the amount of working out she does when we're working out. So she doesn't just stand and talk, you know. She'll be side by side doing the movements, sometimes doing them harder than I'm doing them because I'll be in these straps, assisted weight-wise, and she's doing it, you know, with her legs up in the air with no assistance. So it's harder, not easier without these straps sometimes, depending on the exercises. And she's doing that at 6 in the morning, and I'm sure she's doing it same kind of thing with every client throughout the day, every day. So absolutely, she's walking the talk.
Leah is the epitome of that lifestyle, and it's a great thing. I mean, you know, I learned about Leah's journey that she had back in 2011, and that was very inspiring. and being able to get to know, my friend's mom like a little bit more like that, and seeing how much determination and what willpower that took to have to change and really stay true to that. That's very impressive and very admirable.
Should I say I was mad about the diagnosis. I didn't have time for it. I didn't find it fair. It was kind of like, you're numb. It's kind of like, and I've written about it, it's like when somebody gives you a diagnosis like that, you remember it, it's kind of that idea of like when John F. Kennedy was killed or the Twin Towers was taken, So it's kind of one of those, it's kind of a shock. And you just kind of go, wait a minute, no, they're telling you it's positive. It's positive, you have a positive test. Well, positive wasn't very positive, it was very negative.
When Leah was diagnosed with cancer, it was more heart-striking because of her concern.
This doesn't need to happen to such a good person, but I felt so confident that Leah would beat it. She just has that energy, that drive, that determination that I didn't feel that fearful because I felt so confident that she was going to beat it.
So did I jump in and go, I know what to do? I didn't. I thought I did, and I didn't know what to do. And I kind of reeled for a while, and it took me, like I said, 5 weeks to figure out, wait a minute, this is your truth. This is what you need to do. And once I had made that decision, there was no holding me back. I was on the phone, I need to get in, I need to do this now, and off I went.
The first thing we did is went to see her regular doctor. And that was a farce because we always thought she was kind of cutting edge medicine because how she presented herself. Yeah. And when we had that meeting, she was just like, prepare for the worst. We're gonna, it's probably chances we're just gonna take both your breasts off just to be safe. And we were just like, well, wait a minute.
And I didn't believe that having surgery, I was told to have surgery, I was told to do a lot of things, chemotherapy or radiation was the way for me to go. And I had felt that way, it wasn't just then that I came upon that enlightenment of that idea. I had known that for many years, being in the kind of the community that I was in, that food had a lot to do with what was going on with my body and why cancer was actually, showing up in my body. So I knew that if cancer ever showed up in my body, what I was going to do is I was going to treat it with food and lifestyle change. And that's exactly what I did. Raw living food, and it hasn't been heated over 118 degrees. The theory behind it is that you are holding on to all the nutrients available, all the enzymes that are the spark of life that help to digest the food, that we're going to help for you to have, bringing in more sun energy, bringing you the highest quality nutrition available that you can bring into your bodies. But there is a piece of when you clean up your diet and you eat more plants, shall we say, or closer to nature, stress has a way of not being. There isn't this kind of tension piece that is happening, that heaviness in food. Food, I think, it has energy, and it's very clean energy that you're feeding your body. So you're starting to do all these great things for your body that is in itself relieving stress.
Absolutely. I mean, and it goes both ways. I think if you don't feel good physically, it affects your mental health. I think when you said the link between mental health and physical health, you were working the other way, that your mental health drives your physical health. And I believe that too. But I think it's one integrated piece, and both need to be in alignment.
It was, I believe, the right choice for her. It was true to who she was. And it was miraculous what took place after that. Because we did see, she was monitored at Stanford by an oncologist, and they just watched it shrink away. So that was very affirming to see that process happen. So they called it her miracle. It was gradually happening. We're seeing it happen up to the last appointment where they were trying to do an ultrasound, and the tech couldn't find the tumor at all. So the doctor came in and he was trying to find it, and Leah goes, "You seem like you're disappointed that it's gone because you can't find it." And they're just like, well, they were flustered because they didn't know what to make of it because it had to be there. She didn't cut it out. So, but it was gone.
You know, I really didn't. As I think about it, I didn't go there. I didn't go to that negative place of, I'm going to lose my best friend. It was, I'll be there for her to support her in this, but she's so strong that she'll be okay. Leah, she's just a ball of energy. I think describing Leah is just a very disciplined person, very disciplined, very positive energy, a wonderful educator, a wonderful friend. She has a lot of love to give. She always keeps her head on straight, and just a very positive person, and very disciplined, devoted, dedicated, high energy, not a quitter at all.
Determined, passionate, joyful, definitely thinking outside the box. Even from diet to the exercise that she chooses to teach, and loving.
And after 17 years, this is definitely, we talk about lots of things, and whether it's our kids, our family, her vacations, my vacations. I mean, you can't work with somebody for 17 years and not have it evolve into a friendship.
I love what I do, so I don't ever get tired of it, which is very interesting, right? I love my work. I'm superly blessed for the fact that I do what I love.